Surprise! It's been, what, 2 years since I've been on Facebook now. What, between the farm and the Good Ship 80, as we refer to it, because the only company that would insure this building, because it's a mobile home, was Lloyd's Marine of London. So we call it the Good Ship 80. Come. Come. The office slash bedroom. This is where it all takes place. This is where you will find me, and I entertain people in here also too. Got Nikki's songs here. What do we got here? Oh, Not Your Country. Right on. Yeah, that's a great one. Bunch of other stuff here. Oh, Best Prison in the World. 70,000 Freaking Thoughts. Leaky Bic Pen. Stop Being. 23 Degrees. Used to Think. Once Only Once. 2013. 30. Never Good. Someday. Last Load. Frozen Out. God, I hate hippies. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. I performed that one, what, last weekend. That was good. Oh, and here's when it gets crowded. Hooked on Maine, gall dang it, prison. I read the hardest thing. Insult my girl. Gee impaired 2 bowls of only. Quit writing hit songs. And all of these binders full more songs. Raziel, my inspiration. Well, not inspiration, actually he's a nuisance. But I love him to death. Everybody loves him. He's about 7 years old now. This box, 25 years worth of 8mm videotapes. You know they're not all birthday parties. Kids' birthday parties. Hi Dragons, my name is Wayne Holloway. I'm from Similkameen Valley in British Columbia. And I'm here today asking for $100 for 1% of my company, Asaugeco. Welcome to Asaugeco, home of Nicky Asauge and his hundreds of never-before-been-seen hit songs, and Waldo and his catalog of never-before-been-seen cartoons. 25 years worth of videos, photographs, and music recordings that have never again been heard before. But, Dragons, just before I came on the show, a dragon came out of the sky, and as dragons are wont to do, rather unexpected. Happy birthday, dear Wayne. This year Edmonton is celebrating its 100 years, so I'm sending all my children $100. The high-level bridge will be lit up with LED lights, each light donated by the citizens of Edmonton. Have a nice day and a happy birthday. Love, Mom. So I took the $100, bought the batteries for my camera, bought some beer, a little bit of groceries, some gas. So Dragons, I don't need your money anymore. Now, you'd think I would say, sorry to have wasted your time, but no, I'm not. You guys are billionaires. You don't have a little bit of time to waste? You know? Then what's the point? Jim, they're right. The force never leaves you. And Kevin, you the man. You the man. Now, for the patrons of GoFundMe. Now that I've got my camera batteries and that, now for the big one. I'm trying to reach a goal of $30,000 to help save Wayne from this financial quagmire I'm in, and at the same time I can help some members of my community who are in immediate need of help, and help launch Asaugeco. When you're spelling Asaugeco, think sausage and co, C-O. I need $30,000, again, to get myself out of this mess and help me. Asaugeco needs some new equipment. I think I should rent a building where we can put all the stuff on display, get it all out there. Me and my company can go over it, develop a business plan. I'll prime them on what the ultimate course for Asaugeco is, and my company will no longer require the presence of Wayne Holloway, and they should be able to keep themselves busy for years and years to come. Now, my mortgage company, maybe, I'm not sure. I would just really love to pay them out. I may have to ask for more than $30,000 just to get out of this whole mortgage mess. And if anyone out there is thinking that, oh, this guy, man, he's just trying to get his house paid for free, you know, everyone else has to work and this and that. No. The fact of the matter is, I think I've paid this house 10 times over the years. I have poured so much blood, sweat, and tears and buckets of money into this place. I should have owned it 20 years ago. I've had disasters. At one point I had an insidious plumbing leak in both bathrooms, laundry room, and part of the dining room area. I had to rip up all the bathrooms, laundry room, part of the dining room, replace 16 sheets of flooring. Insurance wouldn't cover it. What a job that was. Plus I'd still have to work on the farm at the same time and cook and feed myself and make sure the cars are running properly and that. And then I had my credit card stolen. And then it got stolen again. I had my cars wrecked, my house bulldozed. I've moved how many times in the past 4 or 5 years? I deserve to own this house, but it doesn't matter. If I can't get it from GoFundMe, Asaugeco will probably, once we get the business model and stuff happening, Asaugeco should be able to help me out in that department. I'm just going to post this one for right now, because I'm not ready for the sampler yet. I've got her downloaded, and I'm going to, I just started working on Windows Windows Movie Maker, and if I do need help, I do have help. This is Boobs. She's a kitten of my jet black Siamese Jaguar. She's about 5 years old, and this is her home. I don't know what would happen if she ever had to leave. Probably kill her. Okay, and in the sampler, I think I'm going to start out with Bad Fence Day. And this is where my camera ran out of memory. And if I would have had my Sony Handycam, that would not have been much of a problem. But my Handycam was stolen about a couple of years ago. I was just starting to get good at it. It was my pride and joy, and that really messed me up. So I was without a camera for about a year, and then one day the lovely Claudia overheard that I was without a camera, and she gave me her old Nikon Coolpix. And I've been using that ever since, but it didn't come with an owner's manual, didn't come with a battery charger, and I just kept shooting and shooting, and yes, I'm still recording, and finally got a hold of an owner's manual on the internet, but you know, I'm busy. I had to go back to the farm right away. After that final shoot there, I didn't have time to muck about that. I just barely had the time to get that done. And so, you know, eventually got the farm put away for the winter, dealt with all the other crap that comes in and out of my life on a minute-by-minute basis. Got a chance to go over the owner's manual and learn how to delete the images and free up the cards and stuff like that. You're saying, well, why didn't you just buy a new SD card? Well, you know, I'll tell you what, you're living in poverty like I have for so many years, after a while, you get very afraid to spend any money on anything you don't need, because you know that $15 that you were going to spend on the SD card, well, tomorrow you needed it for something else, so you put it off. And sure enough, the next day, yeah, you don't have the $15. Anyway, so I've got her up and running, and then I tried downloading, and I didn't have the right programs, and Corel, an extinct Corel program, kept grabbing all my stuff, and I couldn't open folders, and thank God for my son. He helped out so much, but you know, there's only so much he can do. There's things that I have to do on my own. So here we are, already January 2014, and I've just finally loaded up some images on my editing bay and get a chance to finish off my presentation. I'm still serious about setting up Asaugeco. I've still got all the material. It's there, ready, waiting to go. I've been writing songs like crazy. Again, well, I don't write songs. The songs write themselves. They come to me at that point in time. And I haven't had a chance to get on my Facebook yet, but that's coming up as soon as I get this shot downloaded, edited a little bit there, move it over to the proper program. Thank God my son is still here. He can help me move things around for another day or two before he has to. Honestly, if it wasn't for my mother sending me that $100, this shoot would be over. Yay, I still have fresh batteries. Anyways, yeah, so my son's got to head east. He's got some friends out there that say they can get him on at a job here and there. You would think the social safety net was there to have helped him through the past couple of hard years and that, but they just made things worse at every step, and we just gave up. Forget it. Yeah, go on welfare. You get free dental, free medical. They pay for this and they pay for that, and all you do is sit around in a lap of luxury, gobbling up the taxpayers' poor hard-earned money. Living on social assistance is horrible. It's a nightmare. Dealing with them, the hoops, the frustrations, there's an impediment and a barrier in every way. The system has evolved over the years to the point where policy has something for every little thing. You just never quite qualify. I needed help a couple of years ago, and after about 3 trips to Penticton at $15-20 a piece minimum, they finally offered me a $10 food voucher. Oh boy, I declined. And I gave up going to food banks also too. You got maybe 2 days worth of food, and most of the stuff that you get requires that you have to go to the store for the rest of the recipe, stuff like that. And it's humiliating, it's embarrassing, and you get stuff you don't want anyways, and it's not worth the gas effort to go to the food bank. So yeah, it's getting really tough out here. This town is just hunkered down. Nobody does anything anymore. Everyone's just scrambling to get a little job here and there, and you're working for a while, really just to pay off all the debts you've accrued while you weren't working, and then all of a sudden you're laid off again, and cars broken down, and a hydro bill is just through the ceiling. It's just terrible, you know. I found an old bank statement of mine. I knew I had it. I hadn't seen it for quite a while. In 2006, on this place here, a $69,000 mortgage. My monthly payments were $530 a month. I was about 50-50 on interest and principal. And then all sorts of stuff happened. My cars got wrecked. My credit card got stolen. My credit rating tanked, and the credit union, for some reason, said they couldn't carry my mortgage anymore. I was behind in property taxes, behind on insurance, and, you know, I just needed a little bit of help there, but they referred me to a mortgage broker, which, you know, everyone thinks mortgage brokers are, oh, it's going to cost you a fortune and this and that, but they assured me that it would be okay. Yeah. And, well, so I went the mortgage broker route, and while my monthly payments doubled, my mortgage increased by a full 1/3. The annual expenses and fees were in the thousands and thousands of dollars, and it has just totally ruined me. I can't recover from stuff like that. You know, and I just kept getting hit from one thing after the other, this and that. The boys have problems here, there. You got to take care of your family. And I'm trying to work every day out in the fields and do the best I can. You come home, you're just exhausted. You're battered and beaten. Not to mention all the days that I have to miss because maybe my teeth are acting up. And usually when they do, I'm like down for 3 days. I can't do nothing. I can't even do paperwork or sit on the computer or whatever. And they're acting up again right now. I'm loaded up with aspirin and Advil. We'll see if that works. It was about 5 or 6 years ago I had a clean bill of health on my teeth. But yeah, they just hit you at every step of the way, one agency after the other. If it's not the credit card companies, which I called them right away on the stolen card. We canceled it right away. We said, we'll deal with it. We'll take care of it. You know, it was a $5,000 ring up. There was about half a dozen of these guys staying in hotels and buying liquor and fancy restaurant meals and that. And I had had my credit card stolen a few years previous to that for a small amount, and I covered it. But I tried to make sure that that would never happen again. So they sold me an insurance policy that if my credit card ever gets stolen, don't worry, you're covered for $10 a month, eh? Well, goddamn policies and their fine print. I didn't quite qualify. So I battled with credit card companies for 3-4 years, got to the point where my answering machine was so loaded up with their calls and stuff like that, I came in one day and just smashed it with my fist. I was sick and tired of it. Stressed out and everything. I was just hitting brick walls left, right, here, there, trying to get my settlement from the Ministry of Adoption. When we adopted son number 2, it was well known that this is a special case. This boy is going to be a hard one to take care of. So we adopted him on no uncertain terms that if we ever need financial or other help, they'll be there to help us. But, you know, we're good citizens. We'll do it on our own. We had good success with son number 1. Son number 2, we'll get him on the right path. And jeez, it just got worse and worse as he got older and tougher. And so we went back to the ministry when he was about 5 or 6 years old and said, okay, now we need your help. They go, oh, policy has changed. We don't do that anymore. Uh, what the hell? What are we supposed to do here now? So we went back and we struggled for years and years. But I always knew there was something wrong there. The ex-wife had charge of the paperwork and that, and I probably wouldn't have had time to go over it anyways, volunteering for this community thing or volunteering for that one and raising the kids and that. But finally I had a chance to ask her for the paperwork. I want to see what was really happening here. And well, she had had a severe bed bug infestation in her place and had to burn everything she owned. So I started going back to the Ministry of Adoption one probably about 7 or 8 years ago to get to the bottom of this. And after being a total runaround through I don't know how many agencies and people and letters and emails and this and that, and you always end up right back where you started. So through Freedom of Information Act, I got a hold of all of his files. They were pretty good in that department. They gave me the policy manuals and everything else. 500 pages of policy, 500 pages of James's adoption. And I found out some interesting things about son number 2. For one thing, at the very least, this was a very expensive child for the taxpayers in the province and stuff. And it was just going to get worse and worse. They needed a couple of suckers. I mean, people like me and Dorian to step in here and save the day on this one. And we did. He's, 22, 23 years old now. Love him to death. Good kid. He could sure use a little bit of help from his dad, but I can't. I'm stuck. I'm stuck here. I got no money, nothing, this and that. Can't even go and visit him. So, and I'm still working on the ministry that, come on, you guys. It's right there, black and white. I mean, you can see it. I have been through hell. Okay? And all I get is like, oh, well, it's just some guy trying to chintz some more money out of the poor old taxpayers. Hey, how much money did I save you guys over the year? He would have, if we wouldn't have adopted him, he would have ended up in an institution. What does institution cost these days? In his case, it would have been $100 grand a year. Okay? Do the math. I'm not asking for much. I'm just asking for what's fair. And there's tables and schedules for stuff like that. So that fell through. Credit card fell through. Ministry of Social Services fell through. The welfare agency, well, they're designed to just first of all discourage you at every point of the way. If you have anything, you don't qualify. It's just always one thing after the other. Oh, they've got their poster children of, oh, see, we've helped this and that and everything else, and all the other people you haven't helped. Guess what? They're sleeping on my couch or in my backyard. They're not on anyone's rolls. They might pick a bit of fruit here and there, get a bit of change, but that lasts for 2 days. And they don't have cars. They're starving. They're beaten. They've forgotten. They've forgotten how to work. And half of them do have health issues. It makes them difficult to work. And not everyone's a farm worker. We have the Mexicans coming up here now and doing all the farm work. Good on them. But you know what? These guys are vetted before they even get on the airplane. We make sure that they're good, clean citizens, they're strong, hard workers, yada, yada. They're ideal citizens and that. We come up here. They have to stay on the property, and they work hard. Holy crap, are these guys good on the farm? I'll kid you not. But they all have really good teeth, not like Canadians. And they just work and scrimp and save. They're used to living on beans and rice. They don't go to the pubs or anything like that. They come from poor backgrounds, poor villages and that. And when they go back to Mexico with their wads of cash, these guys are buying restaurants, paying off their houses, buying a new car, taking care of their families, and getting ahead in life, eh? Here in Canada, as soon as the farm work is over for the season, we have to battle with EI to get half of our paltry wage already. hopefully we can find a place to live that doesn't have $400 a month heating bills and all the other stuff. It's just brutal if you can make it through the winter here. There is work, but there's less and less every year. And so now the French people come out here in the summer to pick fruit, and they can't find work, so they congregate down at the campground down the road there. The locals get all angry. The authorities come and kick everyone out. They put barricades on the road. There's fist fights. There's animosity. I think the only reason there isn't a riot is because people are too poor to buy them enough booze to get drunked up and go on their pitchfork and torch parties. It sucks. It sucks. Anyways, I've got some time now to work on my computer and my videos, and as I said, my videos are sitting on the editing dock right now. I just had to finish this last final scene. Hopefully this fundraising will give me and Asaugeco, just go to Asaugeco, enough money to get over this hump. I can go back to my credit union again, get a proper mortgage, have a place to live. Otherwise, I am going to be one of those couch surfers and spending the winter in a tent. Nobody's going to get any help anyways. And then I can go and do what I'm supposed to be doing. Singing, songwriting, videographer, archiver, producer, writer, storyteller. You will be surprised. Trust in Wayne Holloway, trust in Asaugeco. I'll do my best to help out this country a little bit and keep you entertained at the same time. Thanks for everything.